ways that they can reach out on Facebook. One thing that I did write down, kind of as you were talking, so it's kind of like a tip that might help, is to give yourself a time limit. So if you're doing a lot of social media marketing and you're doing a lot of social media outreach, to give yourself a time frame, not to just go browse Facebook and say, oh, this person looks fun, let's message them, but to give yourself a time frame and intentionally know exactly who you're looking for. I'm looking for somebody who posts positive quotes. I'm looking for somebody who's doing this, right? And you have a list of things and you just go through and you scroll through and you give yourself a time frame. You don't get caught up in reading my, uncle's story about what he's doing or Susie's story about this. Like, you really got to stay focused in your business. And that's one of the hardest things. I do it every day. So this morning I woke up, I made a list of people that I needed to follow up on. And a lot of it, actually all of it, was social media, except for one was a text. But the rest of it was in social media. And I made a list because it's very easy to get on Facebook to email somebody and then lose 30 minutes. And that 30 minutes in a business world, it could be so much more valuable. And so I love that you said, know your numbers, but also I just want to say, give yourself that time frame. Say, okay, I have 20 minutes to message X amount of people. I have 20 minutes to interact with X amount of people. So you guys know your numbers and what you need to do. Perfect. Love it. All right, cool. Anything else any other daily business routines? I'm going to pull this up while we talk.
Mine is also messaging like my, on Instagram. Are we talking about challenges right now or no?
Just in general, like, what do you do on like a daily basis for your business?
Oh, yeah. I'm the same with, I'm posting, I'm messaging, I'm following up, and I'm adding to my market every day. But I don't know if you're going to go into when you're messaging, like, let's say Instagram, how that looks. Are you going to be talking about that or not?
What was the question? Sorry, it was kind of cutting out. So what was the...
Okay, so like when you're messaging on Instagram, are you talking about what that looks like? Because see, I don't know if this is going off topic, but Instagram is a personal struggle for me because I have a hard time with people I don't know. I have a hard time building that relationship. But I know that Instagram is an amazing market. I mean, you're talking to the world. We're open in 21 countries. So I can reach more people on Instagram than I can on Facebook. But yet I struggle personally with creating those relationships. And then when it goes time to messaging them, because I'm trying to I'm trying to comment, I'm trying to engage, but there are so many people. I feel like I'm so busy with thousands of followers. How and when is it, is it okay to message them? Because I am a part of some mommy groups on Facebook, and they will flat out say in there, like, they will post, someone from, XYZ company, can they not just build a relationship first? And they're just messaging me and they're telling me how cute my family is. And people just see right through that. So I literally struggle because I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people to do that. So I'm trying to figure out how I can be personable, but be efficient, because I need to be messaging a lot of people in a day.
No, I love that. So that's actually I'm pulling something up right now because it has, so I'm going to say me and Omar, mostly me, I think because I'm female, get probably 3 or 4 emails a day from different network marketing people that I'm representing from network marketing companies. So it is very hard to get noticed, but I will say that you can get noticed. And so one of the ladies that I absolutely love and have followed, and she kind of has mentored me through some of this stuff, she talked about different things that you don't like and that you do like. And so when you're reaching out to somebody, talk to them the way that you would want to be talked to. If somebody from, let's just say Unique, came to you and said, hey, listen, do this XYZ, right? Try this way. Would you say yes or no? What would it take for you to actually be open to that? And I think that's the piece that a lot of people miss, because like you said, they just say, oh, I love, you look so cute. And for me, it's always, you're so positive, because I love, people love the videos and the quotes that I post, that they're always talking about the videos and the quotes that I post, which is great, but do they actually know what they mean? Are they actually looking deeper into what I'm actually saying in my video? So if somebody reached out to me saying, hey, I saw your video today, absolutely loved everything you were saying, I totally agree, there's only 69 days left in the year, I'm so excited. This is the goal. Thank you so much for inspiring me. Oh, and by the way, this is what I do for a living. If you ever need any like advice or any help in that area, let me know. Because then you've opened that door. I'm not going to feel like you're selling to me because you're not trying to sell to me. Then I'm going to respond to you and say, hey, thanks so much for reaching out, because I love when people tell me that I changed their life and that I inspired them, right? So message them in a way that's going to get you that response. The initial thing to do is just to get that initial first response, because then you've technically kind of built a relationship versus just sending it to them because you liked their post. Because I'm going to be honest right now, whether it's 30 people that like my post or it's 200 people that like a post that I put, I don't look at it. I don't go through and look at every person that likes my post. So interacting on people's stuff is good. Comments are better than posts, right? But even then, and if you share their stuff, tag them in it. Say, thanks so much, Colette, for posting this amazing quote, totally inspired me today. I love when people share my stuff, right? And so just what can you do to show them that you are an actual follower, that you are a friend, that you are somebody who's actually interested in what they're doing and not just interested in pulling from their audience? That's the biggest difference. And so same thing for Instagram. When you reach out to them, just say, hey, I've been following you for a few weeks. I love that, the last Tuesday you posted this and I was having a really bad day and it totally changed my day, or, whatever it was, or, my team was having a meeting and I totally talked about you in my team meeting. It was so amazing. Here's what I do for a living. You know what I mean? If you ever need anything in this area, let me know. You know what I mean? And so to take that approach with it instead, because you'll get a response. And that's the important piece, is getting that response. And they might say no. And so the first thing is, don't offer anything in your initial email. Just tell them that you were inspired. Thanks so much. Reach out if you need anything. And they're going to go, thanks so much. I'm so glad that you did it. Yada, yada, yada. And then a few days later, and this is what I would do. And this is kind of one of my things that I don't think I've ever actually told anybody, maybe like one person that I work, maybe like somebody that like hired me, but, yeah, so I like to make videos because videos are a lot more personal. So let's say we're going to talk about Facebook here because it's a little bit easier in terms of video. But basically you emailed me and said, hey, thanks for hosting that video. Super inspiring. Loved it. Changed my life because of this, XYZ. Hey, by the way, I work for It Works and I do this, this, and this, and we do have this amazing product. My favorite is whatever. And then, if you ever have any questions in that area, let me know. I'd love to answer anything for you. And I would write it back to you. And then a few days later, you actually create a video that says, oh my gosh, Elisa, I was like thinking of you this morning and I had to tell you this. Because when I think of somebody, I don't just email them and think of them, because everybody does that. That's what everybody does. Everybody needs to know. Not everybody does video. And it's really hard to sell something in a video because nobody's doing it, right? So it's really not hard. It's mentally hard, right? So to get on there and make that video and say, oh my gosh, like we have this deal right now where if you buy two, you get the third free, you have to do it, like test this out, or you can get my discount, or whatever it is, whatever promotion you have going on. But to tell them, oh my gosh, I remembered your post from last week. I remember that I messaged you and I just thought this would be perfect. Let me know if you're interested in this, and test it out. I mean, you'll have to test the wording and things of how you do things, but create videos and create them personally, one for each person individually. Use their names specifically. So that's always a way. It seems to work really well for me. I guess I got to not have that scare. I'm like, I don't want the whole world doing that because everybody's going to post videos, but that's the point, right? Be ahead of the game. And videos, for some reason, message videos, like they get me clients left and right. And it's more genuine because I can talk to that person versus just writing a generic email. Does that kind of help? Here, I want to read this too.
Yeah,
so.
it does.
So here's a good example. So I'll send this to Colette too, and she can send it out to all of you. But so basically, this is the example that this lady wrote. So it says, hey, so-and-so, I love your mission and vision. Blank really speaks to me, and I feel so aligned with everything that you're saying. Facebook Live inside your yesterday made me completely rethink the way that blank happens, or whatever. So thank you for that. Anyway, just wanted to reach out and say thank you for being such an inspiration. If you ever have any questions in the realm of blank, that's where you put your industry, I'd be more than happy to answer anything or support you. It's the least I can do in return for all the value you've given me. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for refreshing on the point of view of whatever they talked about, and kind of wrap it up. So I'll send that to Colette, but that's a much more respondable email than, hey, do you want to test this out for me? I'm going to email it to her right now so I don't forget. Facebook right here. Boom. Okay. Okay, cool. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, cool. So daily business routines. Anything else that anybody has as like a daily routine that they do that they want to kind of talk about, or maybe lack of routine, I guess you could say? All right. So then what I'm going to go into is the different areas that you have in your business. So there's different departments that really every business has, and any functioning successful business anyway. And so some of these might be taken care of for you already, like, okay, product development, you obviously don't have to worry about your product development, so that's fine. So I'm going to go over a few of them. The ones that don't pertain to you, just kind of tell me that, and then we can kind of skip it. But okay, so the first one is being the visionary. There needs to be somebody in your business and your company that basically is the visionary for where your company is going. And so whenever I think network marketing, I think like network marketing and like a product is like the seed for a business. It's really not your overall business. It's like the seed. It's like a little teeny thing down here that's really going to grow into this big, amazing thing. So when I say that, I think the people that I work directly with, I always tell them, what we kind of work on is, how do you make your business bigger than just the product that you're selling right now? How do you take it and make it above and beyond? Whether that's creating a Facebook group yourself and actually talking about that health and becoming that expert, like we said, in whatever industry it is that you're trying to become an expert in, whether that's creating, maybe you a startup and you create products that go along with yours. I don't know if any of you guys went to like doTERRA's conventions or not, but doTERRA's conventions, the ones that are like down by the Salt Palace, on those streets, they have like a ton of like trucks of people that literally like, or like stands and like booths of people who have created products that go sideline with doTERRA. So it's like, oh, this necklace that you could put like oils in, or this and this, and it's like little trinkets, and not even just trinkets, but there's some things that are like bigger than that. And they go in and they know they is now going to, in terms of what you're, what is another think big that way. That's a little bit more adventurous because you do have to create product. Kind of stuff you can do training instead of just doing like Facebook, like an event, and not just about product. Is by one of the tips, and that one, vision, just feel all these rules I'm going to talk about. Okay, can you guys hear me? Is my internet going slow? I don't know. Can you guys see my internet connection? Does it look good or does it look bad?
Well, I can't see your internet connection, but it was really lagging for me. Was anyone else having trouble listening? Yeah. But we're good now. So you were talking about how they went along with products that would go along with it, or become the expert, or Facebook events. I couldn't quite hear everything.
No, yeah, you're good. If it starts to lag again, somebody like flag me down or something, or start talking, and then I'll turn my hotspots on, because I have some people in my household that are using my hotspot for my phone right now, so that my internet's not clogged out on my computer. So if I have to turn, I'm on my phone, so if I have to turn my hotspot off and take them off, I will. So just let me know. But okay. So as far as being the visionary, just somebody who's really who's that person in your company, which like I was saying, is right now it's you. You are the visionary in your company. Every single role that I'm going to go over right now and department, you are that person. So you have to start treating yourself like that person. And so what is the visionary in your company? Who is the visionary in your company? What does that look like? What is your company growth going to be? Are you just going to hit a certain rank, or are you going to do something way beyond that? And you're going to make sideline products? Are you going to be somebody who's hosting events and doing multiple things? When people climb to the top of network marketing, it's funny, they don't sit in one company. They go and they invest in other areas, and they have other things going on. And so where can you really take your company? And so that's a big question to ask yourself. And so don't see it as a product for somebody else's company, see it as your own company, and what can you incorporate into that product or into that service that really can help somebody else grow above and beyond. So we talk about like, like Beachbody, right? So obviously Beachbody, they give you some type of workout stuff, you have like certain courses that you take, but then they also offer like personal coaching for you, right? And so if you were educated in, let's say, like, I know Colette loves makeup, so we'll go there. So if you're educated in makeup, right, and you're giving somebody like a beauty product, then if you have like a makeup class, or you have like a makeup, top 5, like a PDF that just says like top 5 how to your best like eye makeup, whatever it is, just whatever you're educated in, they're going to be more likely to listen to you, because you're not just selling them a product, you're giving them information. And that's the biggest thing when people try to sell products. If you just say, hey, will you buy my pen? They don't really care. But if you talk about paper and how it's better than computers and how it's like, you know, in general, better to use writing utensils, and then you give them a pen, they're going to want the pen. So you have to pre-plan how you're going to sell to your audience. So you're visionary. That's kind of the first department. Second department is your finances. Obviously, most of that's taken care of for you guys. So I'm going to skip over it. If you have any questions on it, let me know. Okay, so expansion. It kind of goes back to being a visionary, but this one, for me, it's more about planning ahead. How are you going to expand and how are you going to grow? So right now, I'm not even focusing on the next 2 months. I'm focusing on January of next year. My business right now is already planned out for these 2 months. These 2 months are taken care of. I'm focusing on January of next year. We're hosting an event in Salt Lake, and I'm really excited for it because it's for female entrepreneurs only. But we're focusing on filling that event. We have a lot of big keynote speakers lined up for it. It's going to be an amazing event, and that's going to be what sets us off for the rest of the year. And so when I look at that, how are you thinking ahead? What is your marketing plan? Is your marketing plan just to get on Facebook every day and hope that one of these you'll get lucky and somebody will grab something? Or are you saying, no, I know my numbers, here's my plan, here's how I'm going to expand over this amount of time? And so that one is really important. So how your expansion team, and then your marketing team. So now that you have your plan, who's going to go out and execute and actually market this? Once again, you're going to be all of these. Here's my vision. We're going to expand to my vision. We'll try to expand. We have an audience to expand to, you know. And so really looking at your marketing, is it just Facebook? Is it just Instagram? We talked obviously about messaging people. The messaging technique can work for Instagram or Facebook. But yeah, just like how can you get recognized on, how can you be the person that people are wanting to reach out to? We don't reach out to people anymore. I used to have to reach out to 10 people a day, try to say, hey, do you need personal mentoring? I don't reach out to people anymore. I offer it and people come to me. So how can you become that person? Whether it's doing, you know, daily Instagram videos, whether it's doing Facebook Live, whether it's like, what are you doing to provide for somebody else that they're like, I have to talk to this girl. I can't tell you how many messages I get on a weekly basis of, hey, you inspired me so much. How can I help you? How can I work with you? And it's just simply because I'm consistently in the public eye. And so just that kind of thing. So marketing, how are you marketing yourself and your brand? Second piece of it, sales. And this one's huge. I don't really know your guys' sales process. Maybe we'll have time to go into it today. But as far as sales go, it's funny because sales is like it's the most paid out position in most companies, right? You have like obviously your marketing division, have all these different divisions, but your sales is really the core of what makes you money, right? Because they have to know how to sell. My husband's the kind of person that could sell a used pen to basically anybody because he's really good at sales. Genuine with it. So how are you at sales? Are you good at sales? If you talk to 5 people, how many of them are going to buy something from you? And I don't mean just like message them, but I mean, once you actually have a conversation going with them, what does that look like? Do they enroll in something? Do they, you know, do you have to follow with them 20 times? If you're in face-to-face with somebody, let's say you're doing like a house party, whatever it may be, how many people do you enroll? What's your conversion rate? And I would write that thing down. Conversion rate. You got to know conversion rates. In a service-based industry, the conversion rate should be about 1 in 5 to 2 in 5. In a product-based industry, it's obviously a lot different, and it depends on if you're selling in person or if you're selling over like a computer. But what I will say is know your conversion rate, because if you don't know your conversion rate, you can't get better. One of the things that I loved is when I first started doing this, I was at like 1 in like 15. I knew that if I talked to 15 people, I would enroll at least 1 person. And that's a crazy, now it's like I said, 2 in 5. So when I look at that, my conversion rate got better. But why did it get better? Because I got obviously more educated in my industry, but it didn't have to do with marketing, because let's be honest, marketing is going to get you 5 people, but your conversion rate isn't dependent on your marketing. Your conversion rate is your average of what you convert, right? And so if I'm good and I'm knowledgeable in my industry, so when people actually talk to me, they feel like they actually want to listen to me, and I know how to sell, then they're more likely to buy from you. So that one's a huge one. I think a lot of people miss that. They're not willing to do sales trainings. They're not willing to try different things. They just want to stick to the same old, this is what the company said to do, so this is what I'm going to do. And if you want to be the best, I'm not saying go create your own stuff and don't listen to the company at all, but adjust to you. Everybody's different. And so talking about that, let's kind of say this. Like, I'm a visionary. If you look at the different types of personalities, I'm a warrior visionary. Those two, basically the same. Not the same, but even. And which basically means I'm like a fighter. I'm never going to give up. I just keep going. And I'm a visionary where I'm always like dreaming way bigger. Well, if I try to sell visionary style or warrior style to somebody who is a oracle or a healer, like my husband's a healer, he's a lot more of a mellow pace, right? But if I say I'm only going to sell to him my way, it's probably not going to work. So you want to work on yourselves. You want to start to read people, get to know what works, what doesn't. If you have a group of 10 people and only one person buys something, why? Why did that one person buy from you? So it's going to be all about analyzing your business. And this might sound like, I kind of feel like this is probably a really heavy conversation, but like I said, it's the last week that we have, and I really want to cover this with you guys because it's so important in business. You have to treat your business like a business, because if you don't, it will never succeed like a business. And so sales is really important. Obviously, there's product development and legal stuff, which you guys probably shouldn't have to go into too much. So looking at that, so I guess the main areas that we're looking at, you need to have a visionary, you need to have an expansion plan, you need to have a marketing plan, you need to have a sales plan. Inside of all of that, where do you guys struggle? Like, what are some questions that you have? And so earlier I had you guys write down some questions that you have about your business. What are some questions that either that sparks or questions that you had before about really just how I can help you grow your business?
I think the planning ahead, like the expansion part of it, when you're talking about, you know, how many of us are going day to day saying, oh my gosh, like you said, I'm just going to throw something in Facebook and hope it sticks and hope someone comments, but this is a business. We do have to have our short-term and long-term goals of where are we going, but not just where are we going, not where do we want to go, but how are we getting there? And that's through the action steps, like you talked about, and knowing our numbers and our conversion rate and how many people is our conversion rate. So how many people are we messaging? And so it's this kind of this vicious cycle of, but are we doing the work and are we treating it like a business? Yeah.
So I love that. So thinking about the way that you're explaining it, planning ahead. So I have a new business partner that I just kind of talked to actually today. We wrapped things up and we're talking about Mother's Day already because that's on our calendar and that's like, it's going to be a big deal for us. So when we talk about planning ahead, you really want to look at like the easiest way to, I guess, plan ahead, and the place to start when you want to plan ahead is really starting with next month's holiday, whatever that may be, whether it's Easter, whether it's, you know, it doesn't matter what it is, but just picking the next month's holiday. So for example, next month is Thanksgiving. Okay, great. How can you market your business now to cater to Thanksgiving? Because Halloween, you could come up with this great big plan, this marketing plan, right? But if the marketing plan is more than a week long, basically you're done. So it's kind of a wasted effort to sit here and plan. And that's the hard part, is that people get hung up on the right now. And if you don't follow Gary Vaynerchuk, I think I mentioned him last time, go follow him, Gary V on YouTube. He talks about this a lot, but a lot of people are willing to sell themselves short for right now. It's why we're overweight, right? It's why we eat chocolate now instead of looking amazing in summertime, right? Because we'd rather have that pleasure right now than in the long term. And that's what a lot of people do when it comes to getting money and building your business. And so really what you want to do is, I would stop thinking about Halloween at all. I don't know if you're doing any sales towards Halloween, because I don't look at individually what you guys were doing this last few weeks. But what I would be doing is gearing up towards Thanksgiving. How can your product help people around holidays? Well, that's super simple, because everybody's all about losing weight or keeping weight off. Even if they just break even come January, right? Like they didn't gain weight. That's a huge accomplishment, because most people gain weight. So I would start getting educated in how many pounds somebody gains in the holiday season. And I would start talking about that. I would be like, oh my gosh, did you guys know the average person gains X amount of pounds or X amount of sizes? And then talk about your product and how that can help them throughout this holiday season. You know, post pictures that have fall leaves, or, you know, pumpkin pie or things like that, things that are going to really attract people. And then market that way for about 3-4 more weeks max. And then the week before Thanksgiving, start marketing for Christmas. But have that plan in your head, write it down somewhere. This is what I'm going to do. This is going to be my Christmas, like, amazing thing that I'm going to do during Christmas. Some of you might be able to get into, like, we're speaking at a conference in November. There's conferences, there's places that you can do. Get in front of people, get on stage, speak. It's so insane. If anybody here wants to speak at an event, reach out to me. our event's full as far as speakers because we're only having 6, but I know a ton of 3-day events where they have like 20 to 40 speakers. And if you were willing to kind of put yourself out there and get on stage in front of like 20 to 50 people and talk about, not just your product, not just a product pitch, but in general, your expertise in that field, and then say, hey, listen, if you want my like, whatever you want to know, my top secrets, opt into this, and then you can sell them there. Or you could say, hang out after, and then you can talk about your product. You can even actually sell your product there. There's booths, there's things like that. A lot of people don't know how to run booths. Some of my clients make a ton of money from just having a booth. Network marketing clients, that, it's like, you don't think that you want to go have a booth at an event, but they rock it. And it's because they have that plan in place. They know exactly what is their audience wanting right now. I walked into Smith's the other day, on Sunday actually, and they were decorating for Christmas, and my husband was like, why are they decorating for Christmas? And I was like, because it makes you want to buy stuff, right? When it's Christmas time and you see Christmas ornaments everywhere and Christmas decoration everywhere, it makes you want to go spend money, because that's what the holidays for most people is. They spend a lot of money, right? And so thinking about your audience, how can you relate to them? How can you tap into that? That's really what you want to be talking about in terms of marketing and planning ahead. That's what you really want to be doing. So like I said, examples of that, obviously weight loss is huge. Keeping the weight off is a bigger deal right now, I think, than losing weight. I don't think if you say, hey, you want to try to lose like 10 pounds, like it's going to be a lot harder for your audience to lose 10 pounds in November and December. They're not even going to try. It's like the time that nobody goes on a diet. But if you said, hey, listen, don't gain any weight, they might be more likely to listen. So just do some focus groups, ask your friends around, like, what are you struggling with? Did I send you, I think I sent you the 10 marketing questions, right? Like the 10, did I send you that or no? 10 questions that you can ask. Okay, I'll send it to you. Oh, actually I did. So it's the one that I had you fill out for your group, for your team. Send that to your team and have them look at it and have them ask their family and friends those questions, because if a product or 2 or 3 or 4 that you guys have can help people with those, then instead of saying, hey, listen, do you want to be a product tester? You can focus on solving those problems for them and not just trying to say, because it's kind of one of those products where you try it, you buy it, right? And you're going to consistently use it, and that's great. The product's going to sell itself, but at the same time, it's getting the product into somebody's hands. And so having that way where somebody's like, I have to try this, and here's the amount that it would be really good. Also, I'm going to give you guys a ton of marketing ideas. So if anybody has any questions, just stop me. Otherwise, I'm just going to go crazy because my mind's going crazy right now. So, as far as like so a lot of people don't budget for businesses, especially when you are in a network marketing structure where there's a product already for you. A lot of people aren't willing to spend their own personal money to go out and advertise for it. And I don't mean that you have to go do Facebook ads and do all this crazy stuff. That's totally fine. But in terms of what if you did like a 30-day challenge, you can create a Facebook group. You can just do it on just your personal Facebook group. But like creating some type of challenge, whether it's like a 7-day, a 30-day, and you can do it yourself, or you can have somebody that do it, but like be there every step of the way. Facebook Live is amazing and I love it. So if I was you, this is what it would look like. Basically, I would find a friend who really was excited about this product, but maybe couldn't afford the product, right? Somebody who has been on the fence of doing it, but hasn't quite done it, because she's going to match the energy of my target audience, right? Because a lot of people are on the fence, but they're just not quite there. They have to see, why is it more valuable than X, Y, and Z that I have, right? It's got to be a bigger priority. I would basically do Facebook Live with her once a week and say, okay, let's do your update. Where are you at? Like, you know what I mean? And like, just do the update. How has the product changed your life over the course of the week or the month or whatever it is? And just consistently be updating people, because then you're building rapport with people and they don't even get it. They don't even know why how you're building rapport, but you are. So an example with this, I guess Colette, tell me this. What's like your recommendation for your most basic product? If you give me a product, it'll be easier for me to tell you how to sell it. Like how often to use it, what are the results?
Well, all right. So 2 things. If it were the greens is a drink that you drink once a day. Sometimes I drink it 2 and 3 times a day, but it keeps you healthy, keeps your energy levels up, keeps you well, balances your body. If we don't want to use that one, then it's the lip and eye cream. You use it morning and night, and it reduces wrinkles, fine lines, makes you look younger, yada, yada.
Okay, so let me ask you this. With that product, how many times so they use it nightly, how long is it for them to be able to see a result, like a significant result?
Well, so you see significant results right away, but they're more short term, but then long term, you're going to see improved results over time as well. And so I would say 60 to 90 days, you're going to see a big change in the fine lines, maybe in the firmness of your skin.
Okay, cool. I love this. So I just got an ideal personally for you. So anybody else listening can totally do this, but this is what you should do. You should have a girls' night. And you should Facebook Live most of it. So there's this lady. So I work with this whole group of people in Alabama, and they work in doTERRA, right? And I love it because it's so fun to like listen to their accents and stuff. But anyway, so on one of their friends, they're always sharing one of their friends' Facebook Live. And so I finally jumped on it and was like, what is this about? She's literally selling pearls on Facebook Live, like just like talking, and she's just like, oh, cool, this is this. And she's like selling pearls. I'm like, what the heck? How does that even work? Like, I'm a pearl person. I love getting pearls, but I got to like be in person to do that, you know? And so it's like, it's fascinating to me. So my thing is that if you had a girls party, like a girls night where you invited like your 5 closest friends over, and if that's an instantaneous result that they would see right then and there, then I would do everybody do it right then and there. But I wouldn't just do it as, here, I'm going to show you guys what it does. It's got to be fun. It's got to like have music in the background, maybe like blow up some balloons and make it look like you want to be the person, like everybody wants to be part of what you're doing, basically. Like you got to be that person that everybody's like, oh my gosh, I really want this. So the event that we're planning in January, we're planning the marketing for it right now, and we're going to do this commercial that's basically nothing but fun. People like running around, doing fun stuff, probably in the snow, like crazy fun stuff, because everybody wants to be part of that group, right? So you want to create the group that people want to be part of. And then you want to show them that you have a product that's completely amazing. So have a girls' night. Say, you know what, guys, if you can't make a girls' night, that's totally fine. Jump on Facebook Live and hang out with us on girls' night, right? And then maybe like have a few of your people that are on your team that can't be there in person, have them jump on Facebook Live and actually like comment and chat with you the entire time. And that way you're on Facebook Live, you're having a party, you hang out for like, I don't know however long it takes to apply and then see the results. But basically everybody gets to kind of like do their own thing, and you can walk around with your phone and show everybody like, oh my gosh, look at Ariel's results, and you know, look at, you know, so-and-so's results, and like you can just go through and like show what is happening, and people are going to be like, what is it that she's doing? And then the next day post some testimonials for the products and things like that, like other products. And then that's going to give them so many options to see it, but it's got to be funner and more unique than anybody's posting right now. Anybody can post a quote or a picture on Facebook. Anybody can post like a cute picture with a cute product on Facebook. How can you make that come alive? And that's going to be video. And so, yeah, that's what I would do. So that's what I would do for that one. For the other one, as far as like the greens and the energy, is it a drink that you make, or is it is it multiple things, or is it pre-made?
It's pre-made.
Cool. So I would find a way to make it really fun. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the group Kyani or not, but we work with people with Kyani as well. And they have like a morning, I don't even know what it's called. We take it every day. I should know what this is. Sunrise, that's what it's called. And basically it's like a morning thing. It gives you like all your vitamins, your nutrients. It's great for you, right? It gives you energy, all that stuff, right? And we take it every morning. But when you add that to like smoothies, it's amazing. Like I can't even tell you how I love smoothies when I add that to my smoothie. I don't like drinking it plain. It's not that great. But when you add it to something, it's great. And so what kind of recipes can you do? Jump on Facebook Live, do those recipes, or take a ton of videos and do clips, like pictures of it, and post collages of it. But it's got to be better and funner and more authentic than anybody out there. It's not about having the highest quality photo. It's about having the realest photo and being the most vulnerable with it. A lot of times you see people posting, especially in weight loss industry, results of clients, which is awesome. That's really great. But you want to know what people love more than that? Results of you. They love your vulnerability, to get out there and take pictures and kind of show your journey. Some of my top clients right now have done that over the course of the time we've been working together. I said, listen, you have to do your own journey. Like you have to track this and do Facebook Live once a week, every single week, and update your weight. And it's like scary to do, but they get out there and they do it, and they make a ton of money, and they get a ton of people because people are inspired. And if you can inspire somebody, now you are in an authoritative position above them. They see you here, they see them here, they see you here, and now they want to learn more from you. So when you reach out on Facebook and say, hey, listen, I love that you did this one thing, but do you want to try my product? Then they're like, boom, she inspires me. I want to have her life, right? And that's really all sales is. It's the easiest thing in the world, actually. I mean, there's a lot of other like terms and things that you want to go to as far as selling, but that's the biggest piece, is just be the person that other people want to be like. But the only way to do that is to be true to who you are. So you can't try to be me. You can't try to be so-and-so. You can't try to be somebody else. You got to be you. And when you're living the truest to who you are, and we talked about branding last time, like the colors and the feel of what you absolutely love, people can feel that, and it raises your energy, and people are drawn to it. So those are some marketing things that I would try, especially that like whole girls' night, girls' party. I would definitely do that, like probably like once or twice a month. Because yeah, I would be like, I want to, so do that. Cool. Any other questions? Okay, let me go through my notes really quick while you guys are thinking about them.
Thank you.
Okay, so what I want, sorry, what?
Oh, sorry. The most popular one I've been asked lately is relief.
So what do you mean, relief in what?
And so, our product relief.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry,
so,
I don't know.
like posting to show like examples of that or how it works. So how would you go about marketing that more?
So tell me about the product really quick. What does it do? How do you
It's for joint pain relief.
Okay, and is this like a pill that you take?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. And how long does it take you to see results? So like if I take it, am I going to feel good in like a few hours, or how long does it take?
You did good. Thank you. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, no, you're good. How long does it take to see results?
My mom first month, and she's been on it for 3 or 4 months now, and she loves it. And so now I have 2 other customers and should have started it within the last week because of her results with it.
Cool.
I just
cool.
like being what it is. I'm like, well, how do you take a picture or something to market that out there, like on Facebook and Instagram, besides a picture of the bottle? Because I don't have arthritis, so that's not my journey.
Yeah. So good news for you. A lot of people have arthritis. So a lot of people are willing to get rid of it. And it's the kind of thing that if one person can get rid of, they'll recommend like 20 more people. So you just got to tap in the right market. Okay. So as far as this goes, I would say I'm still going to stick with videos. I'm going to say videos are hardcore right now. And I would just say do them because anything else is overlooked on Facebook. Because I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but you're like scrolling through Facebook and you only stop on the videos or like your best family members post, right? So you want to be the person that's seen. So as far as taking a picture, it's not a bad idea. It's definitely a good thing. So instead of, if you're thinking I have to do a video every day and all of a sudden, you're running the kids around, you have that busy day where you really don't have time to do a video, make sure you post a picture. So I just want to clarify that. Make sure you're consistent on social media. But back to this. So the relief, what I would do with this is I would measure pain. So I would say, okay, guys, we're going to do this test I would do some type of challenge. So I would say, okay, we're going to do this 30-day challenge for people who have arthritis. Here's what we're going to do. Let me know if you want to be part of this challenge, right? And I would say, I don't know, how much is a month, 1 month supply of that?
I think there's like 60 to 90 tablets. I can't remember.
And how much is it? Sorry. For that much?
It's $29.
$29.
How much are you cut out? Sorry, I missed that question.
No, you're totally fine. I love this. Okay, so basically, I love this. So you got to do this. Okay. Anyways, I love marketing, if you guys can tell. So what I want you to do is I want you to create some type of challenge. It's a 30-day challenge, basically. It's $30 to join. You can make it like $35 or $37.99 if you want. It doesn't matter. But basically, it's got to cover that cost, right? So whatever their total cost is going to be, you got to cover that. And basically, what it is, it's a 30-day challenge to see how much they can eliminate their pain. And so talking to your mom, what I would do is ask her, before you were taking the products, on a scale from 1 to 10, how high was your pain? 10 being like the worst and 1 being like didn't hurt at all. And if she's like, oh, I was at like a 9, right? And then she takes this product. So now you say, okay, mom, now after the product, what is your pain level? And she's going to go like, oh, it's like a 4, or it's like a 5, or whatever, it might be lower, And so when you have those two numbers, now people can measure it in their brain. So now you get on Facebook and you do Facebook Live videos. If you have arthritis, you must watch this video. Like I put must watch or don't miss on my videos, because if you tell somebody to stop on Facebook, they'll stop. If you write stop at the beginning of your post, they're gonna look. So do a 30-day challenge. Start it in, what is today? So start it November 1st is what I would say. And then you just have this week to kind of build up. Well, it might take longer to get the product. I don't know the details. So you got to kind of map out, when you can realistically get your products. But have people enroll in the next week or two, basically. And then you all start this at the same time. So you're going to get your product and you're going to do everything. We're going to start on this day and we're going to see how many people we can relieve pain throughout the holidays. like, right? Like we're going to help people relieve pain throughout the holiday because we know the cold sucks, winter sucks for arthritis. You know, you're moving around, you're lifting presents left and right. There's a lot of, you have to shovel outside, right? Like you have to find all of their pains, like literally anything that they hate doing that arthritis affects, talk about that. And then get on Facebook and sometimes come where you have to join this challenge. Mom went from a level 9 pain to a level 4 pain just in less than 30 days on this product. You have to try it. And literally, guys, like I'm not going to charge you for taking my course or taking this challenge with me. I'm just going to make you have to, that's it. Like I just want to help people. So you have to take this challenge. You have to do this, right? And just tell people, do it. And then Facebook message people with your video, right? Like personally, oh my gosh, hey Sally, I was thinking about you. We have this thing that we're doing. You got to try it. It's only $30. I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to be life-changing. Please, please, please do this. Help me, help you, right? And just see how it's going to be harder than you think because you have to, it's overcoming all those emotions when you go to message somebody, right? And getting on Facebook like 30 minutes prepping for Facebook Live. I finally just gave up and I'm just going. So at that point, but definitely like I would create a marketing strategy around that and I would do a 30-day challenge for relief and I would just get people going. Especially if that's a product that they're going to consistently take, like your mom's been on it for years, right? So that's good. That's money in your pocket every month and it's less pain for them every month. So that's a win-win. So that's what I would do. I would create a challenge and I would fill it as full as I could. I would use your vision board and I would put a number of people that you want enrolled. Like I would say, okay, I want to have 10 people enrolled into this challenge in the next 2 weeks or whatever your number is. Put it on your vision board, stare at it every day. Because the energy in the universe will send you what you ask for. And so it will start to bring people to you that you didn't even realize were wanting this product.
Okay.
And then after you do the 30-day challenge, do another 30-day challenge and ask everybody to invite their friends that did it, right? And then you're set up and now you have January's plan. There you go. You got it. Cool. Any other questions on that?
No, that was great. Those were great ideas.
Cool. Love it. I love marketing. Absolutely my favorite thing in the world. Okay, cool. Any other questions that anybody else has? All right, cool. So let me look at this really quick. Okay, so I want you guys to think about, first of all, I'm going to remind everybody, if you didn't write down Gary Vee, go write down Gary Vee on your paper and look him up on YouTube and watch his videos. If you need like a CEO for your business I don't know, I wouldn't call him a CEO, but he's definitely on my board of directors of people that when I'm like not in my business mindset and I really don't want to work today and I have to get out of bed, I think, okay, if he was like one of the people on my board of directors for my business, what would I do right now? And I just get on Facebook, watch one of his videos only. Because if you're searching everybody's videos, it's going to make you lose track and you're going to kind of get sidetracked and, you know, so just make sure that you have like 1 or 2 people that you look up to and only listen to their advice. During work hours, I guess you could say. Anyway, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to think about what you're doing right now. Like what daily business routine you already have. How can you be better than you are right now? So in the sense of, if I created another you and I said, I want one of you to take the other one out of business, not because I'm a bad person. I don't like taking people out of business. I think we can all be in business, but just for the term of this assignment, just try it. So if I said, okay, great. I'm going to take one of you. I'm going to multiply you. Now you have 2 of you. And I want this person. Your only goal is to become better than this last person, because you're only going to compete with you. You don't compete with anybody else. You only compete with you. What would that look like? What do you need to do? What can you do better right now to beat the old you? And a lot of times in terms of marketing, it's like some things that people never have tried. Nobody told me message people with a video on Facebook. That was just something that I was like completely, how can I be better? What can I do better to reach people personally? Well, I can create a Facebook video and send it to them, or I can call them because that's more personal than anything, right? And so how can you be better than what you're currently doing right now? So I want you guys to get a ton of ideas down on your paper, like fill your paper up with ideas. And it can be with marketing, it can be with visionary work, it can be with like planning ahead, kind of that expansion area, any ways that you can be better than you right now. Maybe it's like not getting sidetracked on Facebook. All right. And once you're done writing down things that you can do to be better than the way you are right now, just let me know by saying done.
Done.
Perfect. So, Colette, while everybody's finishing that, what's your guys' most popular product in your company?
Well, our signature product is the wrap. Our most popular product is probably the greens. Anyone else can chime in. Brianna, April, who else has anything to say?
Yeah, I agree. Maybe cleanse. Now we have cleanse and our probiotics are doing well.
I'm starting it tomorrow.
The thermal fit a lot in the fat fighters.
Oh my gosh, our fat fighters.
Yeah.
Cool, I love it. All right, cool.
Coming.
So this is what I would do. This is what I'm going to say while everybody either is finishing writing up, and if you're not, then this will be great. Take notes on this. But what I would do is I would probably pick, if it was me, depending on how long it takes to get results, I would pick up one product every month that I'm really going to push. And I would make sure that every month I'm selling that one product, but that everything that I do is building up into the next product, right? So that the next month it's an add-on. So anybody that has bought this thing is now going to go buy this thing, and I'm going to be targeting this. So like I was saying, like 30-day challenges are really good. Weekly challenges are really good. But also just like results and testimonials and like doing like the girls' night and like all that kind of stuff. You don't have to go in and do all of that at once. Just say this month I'm going to focus on the greens, and that's what I'm focusing on, and just sell the greens. Because when you try to be a master of all, right, you're a master of none. And that's kind of when you have so many different products and they work really well together. So let's say you sell me something, right? Now you can upsell me to other stuff, and that's totally fine. You want that. You want to do that. But in terms of getting somebody to talk to you about your product, focus on one product every single month and rotate through them. So we have in our company, we have 2 different courses. Well, we have 3 courses that are live, but we only have 2 that are actually live to the public. Everybody else, you have to either be a client or you have, like, it's a qualification. You have to qualify to be in the course, basically. And so it's not live. But we have 2 that are live. And every few months, we launch one of those courses. And then the next few months, we wait 3 months and we launch the next one. And we wait 3 months, we launch the next one, because we build up to it with like our emails and like all things that we just build into it. And so people are very excited about it. So I would start building an email list by doing your challenges. You do a 30-day challenge, great. They have to give you their email address to get part of that, right? And now when you do your next 30-day challenge or your next product, you can send them an email saying, oh my gosh, did you love this challenge? Great, then you're gonna love this. And you can then sell them that way. So you want to make sure that you keep your customers. You don't want somebody to see you one time on Facebook and then see the next girl that sells at Works and then just to go to her, right? You want to be the current in their lives. And if you're current in their inbox, you're current in their lives. And when they think about it Works, they're going to think about you. And that's one of the things that we see a lot of people fail at. They don't build an audience and they don't build a list. So as you're taking this time to market yourself and these marketing efforts, I would pick, like I said, a certain product every few weeks or every month that you're going to focus on and build a list around those products. And then that way you can consistently grow. Cool. Any questions? All right, cool. All right, cool. So what I want you guys to do now, I want you to write down, thinking about the last 3 times we've met. So this time, the last time, and the time for that. So it's like, 6 weeks ago? I want you guys to write down, I want to say the top 2 things you took away from it. Was it like learning about vision boards? Was it learning about marketing? Was it learning about like personal like mindset? Like, what did you take away? I'll give you guys a few seconds to write this down. All right, and then if you guys don't mind sharing, because I do a lot of things, so I want to hear your guys' feedback. Like, what was the most powerful thing that we just we went over? What was your ahas? So if anybody would be okay with sharing them, that'd be great.
I'll go. I loved the branding last time. That was huge. So I've been on Pinterest and I just literally created a branding board, and I've been adding to it, and I'm finding out more about myself because of that.
No, I love that. Branding's like Okay, I like marketing and I like branding. I like a lot of stuff when it comes to business, but branding is probably my absolute favorite because I love talking about me. Like I could absolutely all day long tell my husband my favorite things and why I like them. Like why this glitter makes me so happy and this and this, and it makes me happy. And then when I apply that in my business, it just brings my energy up. So branding is a great energy boost. I love it. Thank you. Okay, anything else?
I like to all your marketing ideas because sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. So it was nice to get some fresh ideas.
Perfect. I love it. And one thing I'm going to say about some marketing ideas. So yeah, one thing I will say about this is that it's, like you said, fresh ideas. It's actually very easy to go get fresh ideas. You just have to ask. So what I would do is if you're like feeling stuck in marketing, like what do I do? Obviously, if you ask your upline, that's really great. But your upline is probably going to tell you something that they told you a week ago, right? So it's not going to be as fresh of an idea. So what I like to do is study other people's marketing. And so, for example, Gary Vee, once again, love him. He has so many different forms of marketing. And it's like, even though it's not, he sells like, let's say somebody sells a product and I sell a service. How can I apply what they're doing to my business? If they're doing something that's working, how can I apply that? And so, for instance, people would go and they would speak at these events and they would offer products. And I was like, how can I go and offer my service at an event? It's going to be so weird. What am I going to do? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to structure it. So I structured it so that when I got on stage, I was offering a service and not a product. And so just like those kind of things, like figure out how can you take somebody else's marketing plan and change it. Also, another favorite thing that I love to do is just to go ask your family, like go ask your friends, like, hey, listen, like if you were going to buy this from me, what would it take? Like, what would get your attention? Because they're going to tell you. And that's where it's like, oh, that's that simple. It's not even that hard. And you're like, oh, okay. So all these fresh ideas right around you. You just have to ask. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Okay, cool. Anything else? Branding and marketing.
Yeah, I loved the attraction marketing as far as we've done our vision boards or we've done our dream boards and we talk about our IMs, but how often do we sit and stare at them and envision it and create it in our mind? So that kind of hit home with me of, okay, you're not doing that. You need to give some time to focus on your vision board and let that sink in. And so I really liked that. And then being open to receiving. We had some funny stories about our money friends last week. We were sharing on our group. And so it was like, oh my gosh, we really, like, there is something to that. And it was just a lot of fun of teaching us to think bigger than our current situation, and that there is something to that law of attraction.
Yeah, there is. And I think the biggest piece, so I'm going to speak as someone, so whenever our business would be like struggling or we would have an issue, we didn't know how to solve it, my husband's first answer was take a day off and just totally visualize it, clean up his house, like clean every area in our house, like do all the laundry. And it would drive me nuts. Mm-hmm. I was like, what are you doing? We need to focus on our business right now. And sometimes when you focus on something so hard, especially in a negative term, it's really hard to see yourself in that bigger picture, that visualization down the road. And so what I will say is it sucks to get out of bed and look at a vision board sometimes. It's really hard. I'm not going to lie. Like, I am the kind of person, I could do reports and emails all day long. Like, that's like, I could live in my office in a box and phone calls people. I love that. But when it comes to asking me to do personal development, I was the person who didn't want to do it. I was the person, I might have did the vision board first out of us. My husband's the one who's like, oh, we need to go, write letters to our higher power. And we need to go do this. We need to write and burn. And we need to do all these things. And I was always like, yeah, that's cool. That's not going to give you a solution. But the crazy thing is that when you're in negative energy, you're down here in this energy, you'll never, ever be able to solve a problem that's this high in energy, ever. So getting rid of all that junk and building your energy, it totally makes a difference. And so I'm going to say, if you take away anything from this call, branding and marketing is amazing. My favorites, because that's who I am, I'm very left-brained. But if you can't visualize it, it won't happen. Doesn't matter how much branding and marketing you do, it won't happen. So I would say make sure your biggest goal, I would say in the next 2 weeks, maybe like 14 days, commit to yourself that you're going to get up and look at your vision board every day, Monday through Friday. You got to give yourself a break. Otherwise you won't do it. But get up and look at your vision board for 3 minutes in the morning and 3 minutes at night minimum. And just be committed to it, because that you'll start to see the difference. It only takes, I don't know if I told you this, it only takes 3 days to change the energy around you. Which means if I have a $5,000 goal, it only takes 3 days for me to manifest that. if I'm getting rid of the junk around me and I'm building my energy to solve the problems that are there, which means like working out, you know, am I releasing things? Am I writing and burning? It'll eventually come around. It might take you 2 months, but if you want it to happen faster, be willing to be the person that's going above and beyond, that works out, has the clear mind. Today for dinner, I hate broccoli, but I had like a whole cup of broccoli and kind of green, carrots and half a banana and what else did we have? I don't remember. But anyways, you know, all those things, and I'm sitting there eating it and I'm like, food is no longer, I don't eat food anymore for fun. It's not like I'm going to go eat and it's fun. I eat because my brain needs to be on point, right? And so just be that person that says, you know, I want my business to succeed and I'm going to be on point. And be willing to take the time to visualize. I think that's a big piece that a lot of people miss because it's hokey or it's weird. It's only weird if it doesn't work. So try it for 10 days, 5 days, 7 days, whatever it is, and just see if it works. So I love that. Love it. Law of attraction is a real thing, but it's not the only thing. Okay. Anything else? Any other comments on it? Okay, cool. I think that's good. Okay, cool. So I talked to Colette about what I could do for you guys to kind of like further, I guess, if anybody's like interested in like doing anything further and kind of like having a one-on-one conversation with you about your business and really what do you need to do, whether it's the branding or the marketing, or maybe it's the mindset, or maybe it's just creating a business plan in general. So what we do in our company is we always do business breakthroughs with people. And I did one with Colette. That's actually how we first met. And so we sat down, we went over her business. What's struggling? What are you struggling with? What does your team need help with? And so if you want to do something like that one-on-one, normally we charge for it, but I told her I'm going to just give it away for completely free for anybody who wants it. So if you want to sit down with me for 45 minutes, it will be a Zoom call or a phone call. Basically, like, or Skype or whatever. But basically, we're going to dive into your business and talk about your personal stuff. So let's say you want to put together a 30-day challenge and you're like, how do I do this? What do I do? We can sit down in an appointment for 45 minutes and literally do nothing but your business. And we can go, okay, great. How are you doing this? What are you doing here? Do you have this in place? Where basically I can just give you a ton of ideas and you can create a good plan. So walking out, you'll have a good plan of what am I going to do for the next month or two, or even the next year, to grow my clients. So that's what I wanted to offer you guys. So just a 45-minute one-on-one business breakthrough, completely free. And all you have to do is text me and I'll just text you back and we can set it up. But the other thing that I was doing, I was talking to my husband as I was getting ready for this call. And so we have this event coming up in January and I'm like super stoked about it because we have my mentors, like people that I've hired like tens and thousands of dollars to come to work with they're coming to speak at this event. And I'm super stoked because we're not going to have like a ton of speakers that are on lower levels. Like every speaker we have is qualified, and there's 6 to 7. We're trying to kind of lock in a few right now. But there's going to be 6 to 7 speakers, and it's Female Entrepreneur Awaken is the event name. And it's just for female entrepreneurs, which is like exciting to me because we can be all girly and branded however we want to, and I just absolutely love it. So anybody who does the 45-minute session, and it's up to you if you do it or not, but anybody who wants that and a ticket to that, just let me know, and I will totally be happy to gift you guys that because I think that's amazing. So basically, I just got a new phone. So let me go get my phone number for you really quick. All right, cool. So if you want to do like a 45-minute one-on-one business breakthrough and you want to get a ticket, what I want you guys to do is just text me. My phone number is 385-528-7432. So just message me at that number and just say, I'm in. Well, first of all, tell me your name because I want to make sure I know your name. So tell me your name. Let me know, hey, I'm in, and and I want the ticket, and I want to do the 45-minute thing. And then just send me your email address, and I'll send you the information for the seminar. It's an all-day event. It's just one day in January, so that you can register for it, and I'll give you like the code for it and stuff like that. So just send me that. Once again, I'll tell you the phone number. So it's 385-528-7432. So yeah, so just if you guys want to dive in on your business one-on-one, if not, I won't be offended. I promise. It's totally fine. But yeah, so just let me know if you want to do that. And like I said, text me your name, that you're in, and that just your email address so I can send you the information. Cause yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So yeah, does anybody have any questions about that?
No. And you are incredibly generous to be able to offer everyone that one-on-one 45 minutes for free, and then that that one-day conference. I mean, how amazing is that? I didn't even know that you're going to be able to offer something like this to them. And it's just invaluable. I love it. I know that I've learned a lot from you from when we first met, and then just getting to know you, and then having you do these 3 sessions for us has just been priceless. And I appreciate everything that you've done for us. So I want to say thank you. Does anyone else have anything that they want to say before we close it up? I know April does.
I loved it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome.
I definitely loved it. My biggest thing was mindset breakthrough, and you really, really helped with that. I definitely go back and rewatch the videos to make sure. Sorry, guys.
You're good. I love kids.
To make sure that I'm doing certain things to help with that, and I really, really appreciate there's a lot of things that I've actually been able to accomplish with this last month, and I can't thank you and Colette so much for having these sessions for us.
No, I love that. I think that's awesome. And one of the things too is I just told everybody I just got a new business partner, and the reason I got a new business partner is because my vision became too big for me. And so I called her and I was like, listen, we have to team up on this. We have to do this. I already have the event plan. It's already set in stone. It's in Salt Lake. But I was telling her, I was like, we have to do something bigger than us. And so we're expecting about 450 people at that event. And so that's a really big event we've had other events, but that's going to be our largest event that we've ever had. And it's not about us. It's about the women coming. And so I love that your kids are talking in the background, and a lot of people are like, I'm sorry, my kids are talking. And it's to me, I work with so many female entrepreneurs, and guess what? Most female entrepreneurs are moms. And if they're not, they're going to be one day. And so I always love seeing, actually today I had an appointment and her daughter was there the entire time we were on Skype. So it's cool. I love it. I think it's awesome. And the intention is really to help women step into who they are, because sometimes it can be challenging being a woman, thinking that you have to do certain things, and trying to break those elements in general as a person, but especially as a woman, there's things that we overcome. And so I love helping with that. So thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to sit down and talk to you guys and teach you. And it's been a fun group. And I love teaching. I could do this all day long. So obviously that's why we always finish late, because I just love to talk. So yes, thank you guys. That's all I have.
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you as well. It has really given me such a huge breakthrough in many areas of my business, things I just never even really thought about. And I'm just so excited. I've printed out everything and I've got it in a folder and highlighted the things that is important that I have to remember to go look back on. And yeah, it's been amazing. And I'm so thankful for your time.
No, I love it. You're welcome. Yeah. And so, yeah, if you guys want to do the session or get the ticket, just text me by the end of the day. So just by the end of the night, just let me know. That way I can, be done. Oh, and this is what I'm going to tip right here. Whenever you have an offer going out, always put an end time on it. Not because you want people to enroll faster, but because then you're not thinking about it, right? If you put something out there and you're like, hey, do you want to try this thing with me? And somebody's like, well, I'm a maybe. Maybes hurt you, because then you're consistently going, oh, that maybe's right there. Maybe they want to talk to me. Maybe they want to work with me. Do I have to block my schedule out for that? And so I always tell everybody I'm a very persistent person. So I like to make my schedule clean and good. So text me by the end of the day if that's something that you want to do. But even if you don't, just take away that tip of when you're meeting with people and you're trying to offer them your products, if they're a maybe, put them in your no list until they come back to you. Otherwise, you'll never be able to think beyond them.
Exactly.
But yeah. Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Well, then I will let you guys go. You guys have a fabulous night, and I'll talk to you guys all soon.
Bye.
Yeah.